In fact, we heard that they couldn't see the Christmas tree because of the fog whenever they got here first thing. So a little bit behind schedule with the Pro-Ams, but looking forward to day one of eliminations for the pros.
Yeah, we saw some great qualifying runs throughout the day yesterday. Got even better through the night runs last night and dodging some rainstorms. We did a little bit of that yesterday, but we're doing it again today. But the good news is it's cloudy out. It's keeping the track temperatures down, so we should see some good runs as well today.
Yeah, we had good qualifying sessions last night. It was pretty exciting for sure. We saw some records fall in the Pro Mod ranks, Pro Nitrous ranks, Mountain Motor Pro Stock, always exciting.
Yeah, they had some great qualifying runs. 3 cars on the top 3 in Pro Mod, all below the records. Speed records along with the ET records. And then we saw guys that we thought would improve on that second run on last night. And the track ate up all the adjustments they made. The track was really good last night. And I expect it to be the same today with the cloud cover.
Yeah, that was certainly the theme. I mean, we heard that from Scott Palmer. I heard that from John Montecalvo's team, that they said, we just missed it, and it was our fault because we just didn't anticipate the track being so good.
Yeah, and they've done so many improvements, not only to the track surface, but to the pit area, the paving, the buildings, the infrastructure. Everything has been improved here, and then the racetrack yesterday showed us.
Jerry Tucker came out there, took the #1 spot away from John Montecalvo, who was there after the first session, has a chance to double up, and he'll do so from a great spot.
Yeah, he won the race in Columbus just 2 weeks ago. You can see the momentum building, comes out here, takes away that #1 spot on the last session. He's going to start #1 today. He's got a good shot at going 2 for 2.
Yes, so we'll also have, obviously, the Fuel Funny cars come out here. Dale Worsham put together a great run in the second round of qualifying. Take a look at him here in the far lane. He was lined up alongside Creasy, and Creasy obviously hitting the tires early on, but Worsham drove it down through there, said he missed the top a little bit.
Yeah, he left really well. The track was really good early, and he said it was just too aggressive for the top end of the racetrack. He'll make those adjustments. He said he's just got to soften it up on down the racetrack to get it to the finish line under power.
Yeah, as we talk about Top Fuel, and back to Scott Palmer, of course, he qualified #1, but, I mean, part of the story is Mitch King went out there and laid down a personal best and has 2 cars here, both cars running good.
Yeah, I mean, in the heat of the day, it's hard to get these things down the racetrack. Mitch King comes out and goes 403, made it look easy. You know, he come out here last night, Palmer in the good conditions, laid out 388, #1 qualifier. He's trying to go 2 for 2 as well.
Yeah, so he's going to keep him honest. I mean, if Palmer goes to shoot for the stars here, I mean, he could find himself in trouble. And when you've got a Mitch King that's hungry like that, you can't lay up much.
Yeah, and the way the ladder works out, if Mitch King could win first round, he'll get a single into the final round, and the other guys on the other side of the ladder, they got to fight it out to see who's going to race him.
So as we were talking about Pro Mod, Mountain Motor Pro Stock, we also have the Top Fuel Harleys here. Great to have them out here. Of course, Jay Turner, the Bulldog, Ryan Peary also here. I mean, some big hitters there. These bikes certainly capable of going more than 200 miles per hour. We saw them carrying that front end. I mean, when they carry the front tire, dude, it looks like it's this far off the ground and wants to snap the wheelie bar in half.
Well, we saw a highlight reel film clip yesterday with the front end in the air, and the wheel was turned, and it sat it down. I gasped. I thought, oh, no, we're going to see one lay down. These guys are crazy. There's no way I'd ride one of those things. And it was a really tight field. The top 2 or 3 qualifiers are really close together, so expecting a good show.
You know, as we were talking about Mountain Motor Pro Stock, too, we also have kind of a rare feat. We have twins in there that could match up against each other.
Yeah, I was looking at the ladder. Thought maybe they could meet in the finals. Looks like semifinals is where the bosses will meet. Hopefully they both get there. So, yeah, it's got a great show. Lots of good stories behind the scenes of all this.
And we also have our alcohol classes as well. Of course, alcohol funny car and dragster. And we have the Myers sisters, which could pair up at some point, but they're not alone. They also have some stiff competition.
Yeah, Will Smith, who raced Top Fuel in Columbus, comes back here, runs a fuel car. He qualified #2. He split the Meyer sisters. So they're on opposite sides. They can meet in the final.
Yeah, he put a 23 with a 4 on the board, which is a thousandth off of the record, and she came out and put a 0 behind it and stepped it up just a little bit. So some great racing action, no doubt about that. It's all coming our way. In the meantime, we're going to kick it over to Brent Carver, our House PA announcer for opening ceremonies.
All right. Again, we want to welcome everybody here to Darana, Dragway, Milan, Michigan for the Outlaw Nitro Series. And it is time to go pro racing here in Michigan. Thank you so much for coming out. We want to welcome you here. We want to welcome you back in 2 more weeks for the Outlaw Pro Mod race. And before we go racing, we have some very important things to take care of. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hand the microphone over to Mr. Mike Imhoff. He's going to perform our invocation from Godspeed Ministries. And then we will turn it over to Miss Courtney Lynn for our national anthem. Watch the sky as she's singing, as we also welcome in Fast Tracks jumpers bring in Old Glory right from the sky. Here we go, Mr. Imhoff.
Just pause for a moment of prayer, if we would. Father, we thank you. We thank you for this great nation that we live in. Father, we thank you for the men and women who are in the service of our country, that will enable us to enjoy the sport that we love. Father, I pray a blessing over the ownership, over the staff here, over the EMTs, the safety crews, the ambulance crews, the pros, the spectators, and everyone on the grounds. Father, we pray that you will bless us with a safe day of racing, and we thank you for it in that mighty name of Jesus. And everybody said, amen.
Thank you so much, Mike. Again, I just want to put a quick word out. Thank you to every one of the spectators out here. It was electric in here last night. We have all of our crew lined up on the starting line. We have Fast Tracks coming through the air. We got to give them just a second to get out the door of the plane. I don't think they can hear me from up here, so we're going to make sure we're going to see them coming in. And I am going to hand over the microphone to the beautiful Miss Courtney Lynn, and she will have our amazing national anthem here. Stand on your feet. Get your hats off. Get on your feet. Don't sit down. It is our national anthem, and here we go.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? And the home of the brave.
Wow, wow, wow. Keep your eye to the sky. The flag comes in from the Fast Track group. We beat it a little bit, but she held on for dear life on those notes. Thank you so much. Amazing job there, Courtney. And here comes the flag flying in. Fast Tracks bringing them in. Old Glory getting ready to come onto the grounds here at Darana Dragway, Milan, Michigan, and it is time to go professional racing. Once they hit the ground, it's going to be time to kick the tires and light the fires. So here they come in. Welcome, Old Glory and Fast Tracks team. Here
And we want to thank our Fast Tracks team, a veteran-owned professional skydiving team based out of Middletown, Ohio. As you see them come down through there, a few people were upset that the flag hit the ground a day ago. You should know that there is a protocol for doing that, and these guys follow that code impeccably. They care for this flag deeply, all of them very, very honored previous veterans. In addition, on the waiver of the exception for the American flag, that thing is 1,100 square feet, and at the bottom of it is a 26-pound weight for that reason, and the jumpers' safety to keep that flag below them. So that's why they cannot catch the flag, and immediately once the flag hits the ground, they salute it and make all the efforts to pick that thing up properly. So there is a code if you do the research there, and these people are wonderful. And then also, we want to tell you that every Team Fast Track performance is dedicated to a fallen service member, and this performance is dedicated to Army Sergeant John E. Hansen, who lost his life on July 26 of 2012, serving during Operation Enduring Freedom. We thank the entire Fast Tracks team for everything that they do. All right, let's go racing here. Cars are fired up. Jeff Chatterson's going to pull up here as we bring out the top alcohol dragster category to kick things off. He'll line up alongside Rich McPhillips Jr. And, of course, 2 weeks ago was Mike Coughlin inside of the McPhillips car. Junior knocking the dust off here.
Yeah, I went over and talked to him earlier this morning. I said, how long has it been since you been in the car? He says, I actually did a match race earlier this year, so it hasn't been that long. But he said in 2021, he won a bunch of races. He drove a bunch in 2021. He goes, sporadically since then, but when you got it, you got it. He seems to have it. Number 4 and 5 qualifier, you're going to go first. Number 1 qualifier gets to pick which pair they go, so on down the list. Number 4 and 5, you get told what pair you're going to be.
Jeff Chatterson, family effort here. Ryan and Janet also helping out here on that car. Engine builder in-house, Chatterson machine and tool. Top bulbs on, here we go. First pair, round of eliminations. Both cars rattling the tire early on, but they drive down through there and they get it done. 5:33 with an 8 will be the better of the two for Rich McPhillips to take the win here to a 5:46. How about an 0:29 light for Rich McPhillips getting it done? With that said, Chatterson not far behind with an 0:41.
Yeah, absolutely. The number 4 and 5 qualifiers coming out here and showing the rest of the field how it's going to be done today. Great lights and a side-by-side, 5:33 to a 5:46. Nice side-by-side pass for the first pair out. Shows you, you saw tire shake for Chatterson there in the left hand, or no, it's McPhillips in the left-hand lane. So even though the tire shake is still out there on 5:33.
Yeah, and you were very well aware of what happens there. I mean, I'm sure they're going to get some. Sometimes you just feel like you can drive through it. Sometimes you just like it's over.
Yeah, that was the key right there. Do you lift? Do you pedal it? Or you just try to drive through it? Looks like he just drove through it. And
race day, you at least give it a shot, right?
Whatever it takes to get there first.
Megan Lingner-Meyer coming up here next, and John Osherman will be alongside. We have to say this for John. Tough weekend for John, racing this weekend in memory of his father, Wayne, who passed away just last Wednesday on the 23rd. So tough weekend for the Oshermans. Megan with the gunk-backed machine will line up in the near lane, or left lane as it is to us here, but watching at home would be the near lane. And, of course, a couple of A-fuel injected cars here with John Osherman lined up in the far lane. You rest in peace, Dad, on the side of the car as well. So, yeah, so tough weekend. I'm sure this is what Dad would want, for them to carry on and keep racing.
Yeah, racing family, that's what you do. You know, he's wanting to go out here and turn on the wind light for his dad. And Megan in the other lane, she has different ideas. She was really the favorite in Columbus and went out in the semifinals, so she's trying to get a little revenge for that weekend.
Megan, #1 qualifier at Columbus. See if she can step it up here. Tough race alongside. Incredible light out of Osterman. How about a 006 light, but not enough steam to hang with Megan. Great job, 5:30 with a 2. Her light, 091, but put the numbers on the board.
He gave it everything he had. I mean, when they left the start line, I thought, oh, boy, she might be in trouble. 006, he was ready to go. Man, that was good. And that's 006 in an injected nitro car. It's not easy. I mean, he was pumped up and ready to win. Just not enough with a 5:30.
The Nitro Queen Bee. Nickname there for Megan. Great job. So she'll go into round #2.
Well, we won't know who she's going to run yet. Next pair with Will Smith and Hindenburger coming up. We'll find out who they're going to run.
And let's get it up to Kay Banks.
Rich McPhillips Jr., 5:33 with the 8. You said it felt smooth out there. You made some changes last night. What kind of changes did you make?
We ended up changing pressure plates. We've been fighting with shaking like we did on Q2. It seems like we can walk it down there and run a 40. Then as soon as we get after it, it wants to shake. So we made some wholesale changes, treating this as an important test session to get ready, and it's paying dividends. So we just got to stay course and keep making it faster.
Well, congrats.
The driver keeps doing his job.
Hey, driver has to keep doing his job. We'll see you next round against Megan Meyer.
Thank you.
They don't get any easier, do they? You win one. Good news, bad news.
He's getting the opportunity to get in the seat this weekend because they rent that car out. His family, they rent the seat out to a lot of different drivers, and if you're going to do that, it needs to run well. So what you do, you put Rich Jr. in there and get that thing running well so you can rent that seat out.
Yeah, well, and they have a number of championships with that team, and some of the best people of all time have driven for them. Supercharged version here in Top Alcohol Dragster. Actually running alcohol in the far lane. That's going to be Eric Hindenburger. Will Smith, as we talked about him at the top of the show, will be in the near lane. And Will came out here and threw a number on the board right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, Will jumping in cars, top fuel dragsters, A-fuel cars, doesn't matter. He wants to just go drag racing. Come out here, got the Samsel car this weekend. The Samsels, they do also rent their seat out. And very good running car. And he jumps in the seat, goes out, goes #1 right away. Ended up #2. Rachel Meyer coming in around him there at the end. But nice looking pass. They had an issue on the second qualifying run and didn't get him make it. So I didn't really hear what happened. I saw him push the car off the starting line. So we see if he can repeat that number from yesterday.
At the time, the record was a 5:23 with a 3. He went a 5:23 with a 4. Top bulbs on. We're ready here. Hindenburger, unfortunately, with issues right at the very beginning. And how about that? We will lower the ET record here again. 5:21 with a 1. Beautiful job. 054 light for Will Smith. Said he had some more in the tank. They felt really good about it. In fact, was surprised it ran as good as it did yesterday. He said it was easy, and certainly they had some left.
Yeah, I just said we'll have to see what he come out here and can repeat what he did the first qualifying session. No, he's not going to. He's going to better it. He's going to go even better than what he did the first session. 5:21 today. That's a great run. Hindenburger just had problems. As soon as he brought it up on the chip, on the two-step for the on the converter and let go of the trans brake, it just died. And there's something wrong with the ignition system, it looked like. But it wasn't going to anything beat that.
All right, let's go to Kristen Beat.
Despite being fastest qualifier, I checked in with Rachel Meyer's crew chief, and he said they are going to take this pass for the data. They want to continue to acquire the data on this track and build it out. He said the goal is to repeat what they did yesterday here today and to continue to build this car out. I said, any adjustments from last night? He said, no, none whatsoever. They were really satisfied with the car. But again, that extra data, that extra track time, something Rachel Meyer will use as she advances in this round.
Yeah, I think they're really going to need that data. I mean, Rich McPhillips is no pushover coming up in the next round, so they're going to want something to go off of.
Yeah, and here you have Will Smith come out here and throw down low ET of the event, 521. You can stage the car and just idle it down the racetrack on a single and take the win, but they're going to go out here and run it as hard as they can, try to get that data, and actually probably try to get lane choice for the next round.
Megan Meyer, 5:30 with a 2. You cut your time down from yesterday. How did it feel out there?
It feels good. We got a completely different situation with the weather and the track today. So, but we know this track has been great. So we knew we had to step it up. Of course, it's eliminations. So we had some time to change the tune-up. Hopefully we can just each round just keep stepping it up and get that win at the end for the Gunk team.
What kind of weather would Megan prefer?
I don't really mind. I'm based out of Kansas, so we're used to the high temperature and high humidity. It doesn't really bother me, but, it's always nice to have a good breeze.
Well, congratulations on a great pass. That's Megan Meyer.
Excited. She'll have a tough run in the next round as well. Both Meyer's cars are going to have a tough run in the semifinals, exactly what you would expect. As we talked about their father a number of times as well. So talented behind the wheel himself. Randy Meyer actually going to 2 IHRA finals. So Dad has been in the finals going back to 1994 and 1995 as a driver in Top Fuel. Unfortunately lost both rounds to Doug Herbert. And how about over 100 event wins? So seasoned veteran in that guy.
This will actually be like a test run for them. We watched Megan go out there already, run a 5:30. Rachel, #1 qualifier. And like they said, they're going to use this as a test. They're going to try a couple things. Not maybe change a whole bunch, but nobody ever brings it back up here and never changes anything. They're going to change something.
2021 regional and world champ. Also 2020 regional champ. Got her loaded up. And a charge to the stripe, and we're going to better it again. How about a 5:18 with a 3:094 light? Might have to sharpen that one up in the semifinal round, but that is quite an effort out of that team. 275.90 miles per hour.
We're seeing some really good runs in the alcohol dragster category. 5:18 with a 3. Have lane choice over Rich McPhillips Jr. I mean, we've got a 5:21, a 5:18, a 5:30, and a 5:33. That's going to be a great semifinal round.
Will Smith, 5:21 with a 1. You were super pumped about it. You said it felt smooth, but you didn't think you were going that fast. How'd you get done?
Yeah, I didn't think it was that quick, but, man, I told you, these Samson boys sure know how to throw down in this Noonan power. Gosh, we're just having a blast. And, 21, we held on to the record there for one run there, but, hey, just great to be here. We got 2 more to go, and we're going to do our best. And for all our marketing partners, and thankful for these guys for the opportunity to be here. So, we're going to do our best to be the last one standing with the trophy tonight.
Y'all heard it right here from Will Smith.
I've got the original Disco Dean, Disco Daddy Dean up in here. We're rolling up in the pink golf cart. Y'all making it a day out here in Michigan. Sir, how do you feel about the younger Disco Dean's chances here today?
He's got a good chance. It's we really brought a knife to a gun fight. We're about 180 pounds over tonight, but we got a chance. He's a good driver. He's quick. He'll have a good light. If the car backs up the same number did yesterday, we got a good chance of winning the whole deal.
So where does he get all that personality from, Dean?
He got it from me. But the original name was Dean Disco. I used to do a lot of disco dancing.
Can you still disco dance?
It's there. I still do.
Do you want to park it?
No, hell no.
We'll get into that after the race is over. That is the extended version.
You got it.
Extended version. So let's talk about the track here today. What kind of advice have you been giving him, because you a racer yourself?
Well, he's still to do the best he can. The weather is perfect. The track's perfect. Everything looks good. This track is wonderful. I mean, it's one of the best tracks we ever run on. We run on tracks that you couldn't even been down it. We got down it. But like I say, we're a little bit overweight. We still got a good chance. These guys are really tough. We got a tough field here. All the best is here. And there's going to be better. Probably the next race, you'll probably see at least 40 cars here.
You want to drag race me in one of these golf carts a little bit later?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I bet you $1 and a hamburger.
You got it.
See you guys there.
See you, we're out.
You got the great group of people. If you want to go betting something, you're in the right crowd here, because everybody will take a bet around here.
I can't see where Disco Dean got his personality from at all. That was weird. You sure that's not the same guy?
Do you know what hurt 518 with a what? Meyer, 518. All right, you just had a single run, you're by yourself. How do you elevate your game when you don't have any competition?
Well, we didn't want to give up lane choice against McPhillips next round, and everyone was going down really good this morning. So my dad asked me, what do you want to do before my run? And I said, let's just send it. And so we did, and I'm pumped. That run felt amazing, and I just hope that we can carry the momentum in the next round.
And you hear it, her team coming down, super excited. Go celebrate with your team, and we know that Rachel Meyer's looking to get that Ironman this weekend.
Thank you.
Great effort. Great effort out of that team. Look forward to the semifinals of Top Alcohol Dragster. It will be a good one. Time now for Pro Mod. Clash has grown substantially from 2 weeks ago, and it will grow some more here. We're coming back here in a couple of weeks, August 8th and 9th, for a Pro Mod shootout. How about $125,000 to win? That's a number.
I think I might go get one. 125 grand.
I bet you can find a ride. Yeah. They'll also have Mountain Motor Pro Stocks here that weekend. $15K to win. And Top Sportsman, another $6 grand to win as well. Here's some of the class info on the Pro Modified category. A lot of different combinations, by the way, in Pro Mod, as most of the people at home know. And our Kristen Beat is down in the staging lanes.
So unique to drag racing. In most pro sports, in football, you'll get a playbook on a Monday. In NASCAR, that's your crew chief's job. But here in drag racing, Jason Lee just moments ago had the laptop opened up in front of him, in front of the driving wheel, and they were running data, and he was suggesting adjustments. Tommy, you've been in that seat before. What is it like to compute all of those numbers before making a pass? I mean, it's not enough to send the car down the track 100+ miles an hour, but now you're also doing math before you go. You're trying to make adjustments. That must be so challenging.
It would be challenging to me. I wouldn't be doing any numbers. That's the crew chief's job. But Jason Lee, a lot of these guys are their own crew chiefs. They're their owner, the driver, their crew chief, and they're doing a lot. And I've always thought that it took away from your driving if you're thinking about in the burnout box and you're getting ready to do the burnout, but you're thinking I should have done this and I should have changed that. Oh, I wish I could change that. But you're supposed to be concentrating on driving. So I know it's a challenge, and the guys that do it well, they do it really well because it is a hard job.
Compartmentalize.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to turn it off and focus on the next job at hand, I guess. Easier said than done,
That's
I'm
like
sure.
turning the radio down so I can see better when I'm driving. Yeah.
It works. That works. There's a name for that, by the way. I can't remember what it is. Mild track prep here as the rotators are out there making a couple of laps.
Yeah, the weather conditions, I mean, it's no better than it was yesterday. It's just that this track is getting better and better and more runs on it, more rubber, getting tighter and tighter, and the guys are putting a little more power to it. Like we talked about earlier, it ate up what they made last night. These guys went out here and went, okay, we can give it more. And they gave it more, and it wasn't enough. Not even close for a lot of the teams. So I think they're coming in today. They're going, okay, that needed more. So we'll see that today. I think we might even see guys that step over the edge a little bit. That was too much, so it'll be interesting. The weather conditions have stayed pretty similar throughout the weekend. It's a little warm. It's really humid, lots of water grains in the air. So, I mean, it's tough tuning conditions, but you got a great racetrack to help you out.
And this is that third hit. It seems like the third hit is, like the first one is kind of a guess. The second one you get in the window. Third one, and that's what we saw in Columbus. That's when the racing got really good. Everybody kind of had a handle on it, if you will. And coming out of Columbus, it was the Madman that had, well, he got the win for starters, but he also had set the ET record at the time at a 3.699. So they came out here one day ago in qualifying, and it was the Madman who went a little bit quicker as he was chasing the group, put a 3.666 on the board. Jason Harris with a 365. And Robin Roberts, of course, ended up in the number one slot at a 363. So they just kept going quicker and quicker than what we had seen at Columbus, one after the next, as the weather continued to get better and we got to some of the faster cars. But much to what you said, it didn't work out for everybody.
No, I mean, some guys just missed it. They might have come out and made a decent run that first shot and thought, okay, we're going to tune her up a little bit. Well, they didn't come out here and tune it up near enough, and the track just ate up all those changes they made. And that'll be what the interesting part is today. Like you said, in Columbus, we saw some decent runs. It's only 2-run qualifying. The pressure's on. You've got to get down the racetrack. If you don't make it down the racetrack, then you come into race day way behind the 8 ball. Well, then we saw in race day in Columbus, everybody got better. Everybody got that data from the first day, and they ran way better on race day. So I expect to see the same thing. You know what that means, though? Now you've got to be really good on the Christmas tree. It comes down to reaction times because everybody's getting that data. The cars are running better. It's going to be closer and closer. The driver becomes a bigger factor.
David Monday, the chassis builder, qualified in the number 9 hole with a 372. Will line up alongside Jason Lee, number 16 qualifier, with a 376. 24-car field here of Pro Mods. Jason Lee out of Ohio. Howard Moon helping out DMRC with the engine building duties there for David Monday out of Tennessee. Noon at 5:21. And this one over at the hit of the throttle for David Monday. Leaves too early by 11 thousandths of a second and hands it over.
Jason Lee get the win with the red light start by David Monday, but a 373 improved on his performance in qualifying with 376, so go in the right direction.
Next to hit the line is in a car, a 67 Ford Mustang, inspired by the car in the hit movie Gone in 60 Seconds. That's the inspiration behind that beautiful color scheme. Now I asked you about facing up with Disco D. He is intimidating, but he's really focused on just letting it all hang out, knowing that Disco Dean brings so much experience to the line.
Just 200s between these two cars in qualifying. Thank you, Dave.
You know, the one thing I talk about in qualifying, watching Disco Dean's car, it may not be the latest state-of-the-art Pro Mod car, but this thing goes down the racetrack. And that adds up to a lot of consistency and performance, and the other guys knowing they've got to go down the racetrack and beat you. It also goes down pretty quick as well, but it just seems to go straight as an arrow every run.
I mean, I would almost think the worse the track is, the more of an advantage Dean would have with that car. That's how good it is.
Yeah, today's like today when the track's really good, it's probably a disadvantage for him.
Right.
Yeah.
Colt Pez lined up in the near lane. That beautiful Shelby Mustang. It's a gorgeous car. Disco Dean qualifying number 5. Colt qualifying 15th. 373 with a 9, 375 with an 8.
That's a little deceiving because that car was on a pass. It was carrying the front end
that
way
is exactly
up in the
right.
air.
You're right. Yep.
You keep that front end on the ground, it's going to go a whole lot quicker.
Top bulb's on. Here we go. Oh, man, the Mustang, a handful right there. Front end up, did not want to go straight. Had to get out of the throttle to keep that one alive. 375 with an 8. How about a double 08 light and an 010 light for Colton? Unfortunately, Colton's run was a nix right off the bat, but, man, Disco Dean on the money at the starting line. 008 goes 375.
I mentioned the driver might be a little part of this. Man, is it going to be a driver's day. Taking a right-hand turn when he let off the starting line, got off the starting line, but Disco Dean's car right straight down the racetrack once again.
Jason Lee, you ran a 373. Now, when you lined up against competition, David Monday qualified better than you. What's going through your head lined up?
Not really concerned, to be honest. Just trying to do what my car's capable of. To be honest, I haven't been able to make a floored hit the whole way down the track yet because it's getting out of the groove and I have to feather the throttle and kind of drive the car. So I had to there as well. It's still can't make it floored to the stripe. So it'll go 360s if I can just keep it floored. So that's what we're looking to do next round.
Well, we hope to see those 360s next round. Jason Lee.
And here comes the man that made all the noise just one night ago, our #1 qualifier, Robin Roberts, in the near lane. Will line up alongside Randy Adler, qualified number 24 with the 57, hoping to turn things around here today. Even if he gets a great run, I mean, he's going to need a great reaction time and a phenomenal turnaround. Yeah, I mean, the way Robin Roberts' car was running in qualifying, he almost needs Robin to have some problems. I mean, Randy Adler, he's capable of making a good run, but you're going to have a little help the way that Camaro in the other lane's been running this weekend. Kind of interesting. #1 qualifier wanted to go out here, third pair. Yeah, I was wondering about that myself, to be honest with you. Let's get it on. Let's do it. More time to work on between rounds. Laundry up for our #1 qualifier. Drives it down through there. Can he hang on? No, he's not going to get it done. Not going to get it done. You just never know what's going to happen out here. That's the beauty of this sport. Randy Adler puts together an 029 light, a 372 on the board. Robin Roberts with the laundry out early on and could not beat him to the stripe. 371.6 had the better ET, but got beat on a hole shot. I said he needed a little help, and he had to be on time. He left on time and had a little help. The parachute falling out right about the Christmas tree. Unbelievable. I was like, oh, no, the chute come out. But look at the front end in the air. It's going to make a great photo if somebody got a photo of that. Wheels in the air, parachute out. But he got the help he needed, and he tuned his car up, 372. Wow.
Disco Dean, you just ran a 375, but we know you have that 373 in you. How do we get back there next round?
Well, we got to keep it straight. I mean, when I let go of the button, went straight to the wall, went straight back to the center line. I'm looking all over, can't find Cole Pez, and my wind light comes on. So I'm praying to God. I'm like, all right, I kept it off the guardrail. Everything's great. I just heard that the #1 qualifier went out. So, I mean, we're going to have Frankie Taylor next round. He is one of the heaviest hitters in Pro Mod forever. Everybody knows he's the legend. So we're going to have to do some work here. Got to pull some miracles out of the hat this next round.
That is going to be a matchup. Disco Dean versus Frankie Madman Taylor coming up.
That'll be, he is a character, isn't he?
Come on,
that'll be
Disco.
a great race.
I said your car went straight as an arrow. Come on. It moved over a little bit. Come on. We've seen some excitement already.
Wes DeStefano coming up here next. And Brad Eglian.
That was an incredible shot. Seeing that car with the front end up in the air, parachute coming out in the back. He's not going to want a picture of it. 'Cause
he's not going to want to remember it.
Not a good memory, but it was a pretty cool shot.
Yeah, wild race. It's just crazy, all the stuff that goes on. Next pair featuring our number 6 and number 19 qualifiers. West qualifying in the number 6 hole with a 370, 3.70 with a 2. And Eglian at a 397, so a little bit off the pace there. And let's go up to the top with Kay Banks.
Randy Adler, you just ran a 372. Wasn't expecting the number 1 guy to go out in that first round. How'd you get it done?
You know, we were on a wing and a prayer here, so we threw everything we had at it. We haven't made it down yet. God willing, man, it's an awesome day. I'm excited and I'm happy.
Smile a little bit. You're excited. You're a calm guy over here, but he just took out the number 1 guy, and you're going to the next round. It's going to be a great day. Randy Adler, we'll expect more from him later. Sweet. Thank you.
Sheer excitement, no doubt about it.
I think it's more like shock. I might have been a little shock there involved. But
he's still replaying it.
Yeah, excited but shock.
Some of those guys just stay super calm, man. They get out of the car. They're like that. I mean, how about Bob Malloyan, the Top Fuel Harley?
Yeah.
You know, at Columbus, you'd never, ever guess that guy rode a Top Fuel Harley.
Yeah, and he's right up against the guardrail, and he gets off and says, yeah, have a little work, do a little work there.
Couldn't have been any more soft-spoken.
Oh, I don't like what I see here. I see a few of the guys walking back to the starting line like they might be getting their heads wet out there. So, yeah, a little bit of drizzle.
And we're hearing some moisture coming down. See, so when the people start leaving the grandstands during Pro Mod, you know something's up, right?
Yeah, and I see him pushing some of the cars back, and unfortunately, it looks like it might be getting a little heavier. So
we really got fortunate a day ago. It was all around. Weather was all around us, but we got everything in, and honestly, all the way through the first session without any issues at all. So weather worked with us, but. As we talked about at the top of the show, came in here, there was a lot of fog, so it took them a bit to get the track cleaned up, and finally got the track cleaned up and dried and ready for competition. So they were able to send some cars down the track.
Yeah, I was talking to a few guys last night, and they said after everything was over and we left last night, they were servicing cars and doing some work in the pits, and it was a mad scramble to get some stuff put in the trailers because it came down. So we got all the racing in yesterday, and it waited till everything was done for the day, and the guys got it all in and got their service done. But they said it was interesting with the rain here last night.
So we were talking to you. If you were not able to catch the broadcast one day ago during qualifying, we're going to bring you some of that action now as, unfortunately, we are under a weather delay here, hopefully brief. But we'll stay in touch with you for sure. In the meantime, we're going to show you some of the action from qualifying just one day ago. And we're making some noise here at Darana Dragway, Milan, Michigan. It's all going down here with the IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series. And 2 hot rods up at the line here in Pro Mod. Mike DiDomenico and Frankie Taylor. The final that we had in Columbus, obviously on opposite lanes from what we saw him in the first session. Frankie Taylor ended up in the number 2 hole, 3.708. DiDomenico ended up in the number 6 hole with a 375. See if they can better those marks here. DiDomenico talking about how the car felt completely different.
Yeah, totally new combination. First pass on it. We made a couple test runs, but that was the first pass on it in competition. We make an improvement here, but that thing's been on a rail for 2 weeks now.
Mike's son doing the crew. DiDomenico ready to go with an 038 light, goes 371 with a 4, 366 with a 6. Not enough to go to the number 1 spot, but I believe just enough to go to the number 2 spot by 1/1000th of a second.
Boy, I mean, Mike's car out there in the middle, that thing's moving around, black tracking. You can see from behind it was off to the left, made it move right back here, right to the right, back to the center of the groove. Woo, hands full.
Yeah, wild ride.
We'll be seen on the very loud out here in the Pro Nitrous class coming up. John, mid-class qualifying in the first session. Where do you improve those marks?
Well, we're hoping to improve to go up to the top half of the field. So that's what we're trying for. So I'm hoping to go 2 or 3 or 1, 2 or 3.
Best of luck going there. We'll see you out there, bud.
Yeah, and if you're a believer in demons, then the Madman is right on target with that 3.666. Here comes Jacob McNeil. It's great to see him get to the other end there in the first session after struggling so much at our first event. Put a 374 with an 8 on the board. He'll square off against Tom Blenko. Blenko with a 375 in the first session.
Yeah, Jake Benil, after Columbus and all the problems he had, they might have went back and had a celebration after that first round.
Knowing your car is that good, and stupid little $20 part bites you not once, not twice, but the entire weekend.
Yeah, I think it might have been 3 times.
Truth be known, probably something else causing that thing to fail, and they probably figured it out. But yeah, really nice pass here. Congrats to those guys for making the turnaround. McNeil in the near lane. McNeil ready to play ball here, having an 019 light, puts a 372 on the board from his previous 374, so a nice lick.
He's thinking right now, why couldn't this went this way in Columbus?
What's the big deal here?
Yeah, this looks a lot easier. So, yeah, just a much better weekend for them. Improving in the 9th session, picking up a couple hundredths in the second. Well, Tom just shook the tires, moved to the right, shut it off. Come back for race day tomorrow.
With a 6 kind of freaking me out over here, but hey, not a bad run. You're up there in the run for this race, a nice qualifying session. You're moving to the right a little bit in that right lane. Yes. How did it feel out there?
It went out there and moved to the right a little bit, but I stayed with it. I probably should have lifted, but it made a big sashay to the left. I think he was doing the same thing in the other lane. But yeah, I want to give a thanks out for everybody here. IHRA is doing a great job. Man, they feed us. They give us ice in the morning. This is the greatest thing in the world. What Daryl's done here, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to making it a lot better. I want to thank my Snap-on guys, Benji Lap, TRM. If you need your car fixed, go to TRM if you're in Pasadena, Texas. And I want to thank Renegade Oil and Fuel. And I want to say hi, Ellie.
Always got to say hi to Ellie. She must be really special.
Yeah,
the little granddaughter, right?
Granddaughter. Yeah.
Granddaughter.
She'll be 2 in a couple months.
Happy early birthday to Ellie. Frankie Madman Taylor with a 366. Yeah. Ooh.
I wonder if it went 200.
Hey, did he go 200, guys?
All right, we're ready to go with our next pair here. Jason Harris and Kurt Stedding. These two were number 1 and number 3 at the end of the first session. Stedding with a 371. We'll see if he can pick it up here. A 368 for Jason Harris in the first round.
Going to have to improve. He wants that number 1 spot back.
Yeah. Stedding in the near lane. Harris in the far. Top ball on for Stedding. Waiting for Harris. There it is. All right, let's go. .365 with a 4 for Harris. Wow. Awesome job right there. To jump up into the number 2 hole. Solid effort. .366 on the other side for Stedding. Another very impressive run right there. That .366 with a 7 is right there with Callie Mills.
Those two laying down a great side-by-side, 66, 65. That's what you would expect. I mean, these guys ran well in that first session. Come back tonight with conditions better. Going out there, laying down a 66 to a 65.
Yeah, 66 with a 7 and a 0 there. It's the 4th digit. So just a tick quicker than Mills. And that'll wrap things up there. Congratulations to Robin Roberts, your number 1 qualifier in Pro Mod with a 363 and a 9. 208 miles an hour, both ends of the record. Solid effort there for Robin Roberts. Number 1 qualifier is Keith Jackson, followed up by Jackie Sloan Jr. Tony Wilson on the line in the near lane. Ed Wilson in the far lane.
Top 3 cars in that first session, really tight. So I imagine we're going to tighten it up a little bit more with all of them this time.
Number 5, number 6 qualifier. At just a bit quicker, 395 to a 409. Who's going to get bragging rights on the way home?
Yeah. Who's the best Wilson in North Carolina? Wow, you see that?
I can tell you who leaves better.
Woo!
Wow, how about a 007 light for Tony Wilson? Getting it done 374 with a 6. Last time out 409, so nice improvement there. Goes to the number 1 slot.
Boy, Ed Wilson, that right-hand lane, he stayed with that thing as long as he could. I mean, the front of him was way up in the air and finally had to give it up. Right here, the car starts to pick the front end up, carries it a while, and just heading a little bit to the right, or I think he would have stayed with that one.
Jason Harris, we got to have a talk. You're sitting in number 2 right now, but the guy sitting in number 1 has a fire suit with Jason Harris on it, Robin Roberts. You don't even have your name on it. You might need to go get that suit back.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him after this run I need it back, because that's what made him go really fast, I think, is that suit, because I won 2 championships with him with that suit right there. But, you know, I'm happy to be number 2. This is a great event, great guys. Robin and them got a new combo. They're working it out. We got a new motor. We're trying to get things squared away. I think we can go a little faster, but old Kurt's one of my buddies. I get to run him there. But, you know, this is a great bunch of guys. It's a great organization. I got to thank Pro Charger, TKM, Pro Line, all these guys that stand behind me. Hoosier Race Tires had me hooked up, and that thing was gone. Mickey's Transmission, Mark Mickey and them. I can't thank them enough. But I got to thank everybody that stands behind me all through the year.
Well, congratulations. Jason Harris in that number 2 spot, about to go get his suit back.
1 and 2, they could meet in the final, and that's when I would say, okay, I want my suit back.
By the way, that 374 with a 6 right there at the ET record, which stands at 374 with a 0, held by Jim Widener. Speaking of Jim Widener, lined up in the near lane, Jackie Sloan Jr. in the far lane.
Looks like Widener, something happened. They're pushing him back. I heard it shut off and signaling it'll be a single.
Well, we do want to give Tony Wilson credit for one record, though, mile-per-hour record. Oh, man, lost it. That like lost his cylinder.
Yeah, it went south there right before the finish line. It was on a really nice run and just nosed over hard before the finish line. You could hear it up here, especially on a single. That's the neat thing about a single. You hear one car, not a lot of extra noise, and you can really hear what's going on with them as they're shifting them and as they're going down through there. And that time you could really hear it nose over.
So I mentioned that Tony Wilson had the mile-per-hour record. He actually held it leaving Columbus. He just bettered it here. Previous record, 203.03. Here, 203.8. Wow, the Camaro's gorgeous.
Yeah, I was over in their pits this morning. That is a beautiful, beautiful race car.
Tim Molnar in the near lane with that gorgeous gem as the door is open there.
No pun intended there, but that is a good looking car.
And they're both impressive looking, but that love that color blue. And he'll line up alongside John Verquartz. Sorry, Verkotz.
Talking to Ricky Smith this morning over and tuning for Tim, and he was excited. He thinks this car really has a lot of potential. He said it's the lightest car he's ever worked on. He said it's got the best of everything, and he has very few runs. He says like 9 or 10 runs on it. So they're just getting started with this thing.
Molnar in the 3 hole. Verkotz in the number 4 hole at the end of the first session. Molnar with a 000 and a 7 in the reaction time department.
It's kind of cool to see that go to the 4th digit this week.
Yeah.
I like that.
He'll want that tomorrow. Although that's really close to the other side. Side by side, I got to tell you, man, John's car picked up the front end about mid-track there, and then he sent it to the stripe. Tim Molnar with the quicker of the 2 ETs, 73 with a 1 to a 73 with a 5. What a great drag race there. 014 light, 042 light. I mean, good side-by-side battle.
Yeah, slowed it way down to an 014 light.
Look at that
thing carrying the front end. Just moved it over a little bit to the right. Was able to stay in the throttle, and 73 to a 73.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that 73 over there for Verkotz is probably much better. I think he clicked it just a little bit when it picked up that front end the second time.
203.8 miles per hour. Tony Wilson, you had to feel like you're flying out there.
Yeah, it was a good run. The conditions are still bad here as far as weather, but the track's really good, and we're working on tune-ups, and hopefully we can pick it up again tomorrow.
What changes will you make before tomorrow?
It's just weather dependent. I mean, you move weight around, you move systems, you do all kinds of stuff with these cars. There's numerous things you can do on the fly to help this stuff. So we'll just go back and look at the data and see what we can come up with for tomorrow.
Well, congratulations, Tony Wilson. We're going down to Kristen Beat down in the staging.
Cami Caruso, a third-generation racer that we spoke with earlier in the day. This is only her first start in the IHRA. I just had a chance to catch up with her dad, Joe. I asked him, who's more nervous, Cami or him? He said, definitely me. I'm always more nervous. Also, Grandpa is here this weekend watching Cami make her debut in the IHRA. I asked him, how special is it to see your granddaughter take interest in something that was so deeply meaningful to you? He said, it's amazing.
By the way, before we switch over here to Mountain Motor Pro Stock, quick congratulations to Tim Molnar, number 1 qualifier in the Pro Nitrous category, 373 with a 1. That's also a new ET record, so nicely done right there, 203.53. Not quite enough for the mile per hour end of it, but did get the ET side of it, so great stuff. Congrats.
Yeah, most of these improvements we're seeing is because the racetrack is so much better. The weather is not really improved. I was just checking it a minute ago. I mean, the density altitude earlier was like 3,150 feet, and we're down to 2,900. I mean, it's a small bit better, but it's really just the racetrack and be able to get the power put to the ground.
Look at the qualifying order here for Mountain Motor Pro Stock at the end of the first session. It was John Montecalvo up top. Corey Voss struggling right off the bat. Hits the tires on the back, then picks up the throttle and does drive it to the stripe. Camry Caruso, 443 with a 7.
Yeah, it didn't sound good on that run. You know, at the left start line, so, and then it just sounded flat going down the racetrack. I'm not sure it was running all 8 very smoothly there, but at least they got it to the finish line this time because I believe she shut off, planned shut off the last round. So giving her a little more confidence, and they'll keep picking away at it.
Picked up 1,700, so not all bad.
What a run in that rear end.
Sure. Yeah, I believe I broke a rear end, or either the transmission or the rear end, but I believe it was the ring and pinion. We were running good. Went 249 in the 330, so we were on a pass. We'd have probably went number 1 if it hadn't happened. But
now, if you can't figure out your car, I do know Mike DiDomenico broke his rear end, so he might have a little advice for you. Get it fixed up and ready to go for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Mike's a good friend of mine, but yes, we got parts. It ain't a problem. We'll fix it.
He'll be out there. Y'all just heard it. It's not a problem. Jackie Sloan Jr.
The fact that he has parts is way better than a lot of people in this industry anymore because they are difficult to get as Tony Pontieri pulls up in the far lane, the Quality Plus backed compressors machine.
Oh, telling him to shut it off. I see him looking at the top end, so I'm wondering what's going on down there.
Out of Bolton, Ontario, with the 2020 Chevy Camaro SS. Have not heard an official report on why we have stopped. Checking the track out, we're being told.
Yeah, I mean, you know, her car sounded a little flat out there, you know.
A little bit of testing as well, and yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, you could just hear it. It was definitely not on all 8 cylinders for sure. It sounded flat. Now let's just hope that all the damage and the leakage was when she turned off the racetrack. Let's get the chutes out.
The car was just on fire. Now tell me about getting in that car and knowing the risk behind the wheel.
You don't really think about it. You just love the sport and love being able to do it with family, so you don't think about it. But I saw the flames coming, and I was
418.6, which obviously we just saw Voss put hanging on to that thing. And these guys will drive it, no doubt. They are not afraid. 421 with a 2, 172 miles an hour.
You can see it moving around a little bit. And on a single, we talked earlier about how you can hear the car so much better. It almost sounded like it hit the chip, the rev limiter chip, a couple times there before the gear shift. So that's probably why it slowed down a little bit.
Dylan Voss, 418 with a 5. I think you're sitting in that number 5 position right now. How do you like the sound of that?
Good. There's still a lot left in the car. We have a new clutch package this weekend, so we're still trying to work out the kinks there. But the motor's running really strong on the other end. So if we can get it to leave the start line good, we're going to have a really fast race car.
Are you going to make any changes tonight?
Have a really fast race car.
Are you going to make any changes tonight?
For sure, yeah. We're going to keep the clutch is just really tight right now because it's a new pack, so we're going to loosen up a little bit more and see what it runs tomorrow. I'm really hopeful for tomorrow. We've got a good race car right now.
Dylan Voss has a good race car and quite the decal on the front. We're really liking it. You'll have to check it out next time.
Nice when you feel that good about your car, right?
Yeah, you can tell the confidence. He's made a couple nice runs.
Jerry Janota, the builder of the engine that is underneath the hood of Bill Neary's car. Jerry Bailey and Rosie also hanging out in the trailer. Last second preparations here for Dwayne Rice in the far lane out of Grove City, Ohio. Dwayne Rice put in a 4:16 with a 4 on the board. Good for the number 3 slot at the end of the first session. Neary a little bit deeper in the pile. See if he can step it up. night for Neri. Out of the groove, had to drive that thing back. But how about a 4:13 with a 7? Jumps up to the #1 slot. Congrats to Dwayne Rice. Nice lap.
Yeah, you can see that car leave the starting line nice and smooth, easy run. Right there, just a little move to the left, pulls it back really nice and slow, steady, keeping itself out of trouble in a 4:13 to the #1 spot.
Well, gentlemen, it is 5 o'clock somewhere, and the Top Fuel Harley class has shown their true colors. I know it just so happens that our director, Steve, also is a very big Crown Royal fan, but as you can tell on the intake, Crown Royal intake cover, guys, it must be a trend, right? And I know Ken Stout, also a Crown Royal fan.
You always wonder, those bags are so nice. I mean, I don't know if you get the bag anymore, do you?
Yes, you do.
Do you still get the bag?
Yeah, I like the green.
Well, they changed the bottle.
I like
they
the
changed
green
the big
ones,
bottle.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I often wonder, those bags are so nice. Like, what do you do with these things? You hate to throw them away.
Yeah, they got a new BlackBerry one out too. It's pretty neat looking bag
How
too.
about that? Chris Powers coming up here, a solid player here in the Mountain Motor Pro Stock ranks alongside Dave Hughes. Powers was P2, second on the list after the first session. Went a 4:14 with a 6, just a thou off of Monte Calvo. Dave Hughes, not bad. He's in the 6 hole right in the middle of the pack with a 4:19. Hughes in the near lane, Powers in the far. Nice look for the sponsors there. HRE manifolds. Give them a little bit of love. And Sonny's on the side of Chris Powers' car. Still with Sonny Power under the hood. Great side-by-side battle there for a little bit. Dave Hughes finally getting out of the throttle. 4:19 with an 8 is.
He shut his off.
Neighbors, 4:18 in the first session, 4:21 in the second. Now we're seeing most of these guys come out in the second and have a better run, but what can we expect from Kurt tomorrow?
I hope I can run a 14 during eliminations. That'd be great.
Y'all just heard it right here. Kurt Neighbor with the American flag car. He's coming tomorrow.
Nice job there, Tommy. Yeah, I believe you called that one.
Yeah, I thought I heard rev limiter a couple times there.
You're still working.
Yeah, it was a good thing because it was on a single. It made it a little easier. But yeah, you could definitely hear it. And I mean, you just missed it a little bit, and they'll kill the ET for sure.
John Montecalvo, #1 qualifier at the end of the first session. His lovely wife Lois Ann helping him back up there. Bill Cavallo was behind, working with him. Now Bill up there at the starting line. As I said before, I mean, these guys have been with 20+ years. In the #4 hole, 4:18 with a 6.
Two solid runs there in that first session, and I expect these two cars will improve. Really good cars coming up here on the starting line right now.
4:13 with a 7 is a mark he's got to get past. I did not grab that 4th digit. And it certainly could be that close here in this class. Great side-by-side race. 4:13 with a 3. That will be enough to go back to the top of the pile if it wasn't for Jen. Yes. Tucker's 4:10 with a 4 will go to the top home, the #1.
Chris Powers, 4:13 earlier. You just ran a 4:19. You said you wanted a 4:10, and they just ran a 4:10. But walk me through what you're just explaining to me about the clutch and not being able to feel it.
Well, just way light on clutch. We needed to put more in it, probably another 8 or 10 grand, and we just missed the setup. So we'll have to dig our way out. We'll probably sit in 3 or 4 now. But we'll put some clutch in it tomorrow. The track's really good. The prep's good. They're doing a good job out here. So we'll see what we can do in round 1.
Chris Powers just told me he has a 4:10 in him. So y'all see that tomorrow, right?
Definitely see that tomorrow.
Chris Powers, y'all.
Yeah, and based on what we just saw, he just might need it.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. I mean, you could just tell that some of these guys you were for sure thought were going to improve, and the track just eating up those changes they made. And Tony Pontieri, he was the car to run when they thought there might be oil on the track after Cami Caruso's run. So in order to give him a fair shot, he'd already done the burnout, he'd already backed up, done everything. They put him at the back of the line. He'd be able to cool it down, put some fuel in it, change, make some changes, come back up here right at the end of the session.
Yeah, so last car here from Mountain Motor Pro Stock. We'll see if that 410 will stand. Pulling the levers, headed to the stripe, under power. Nice lap, 412 with a 3, jumps to the number 2 hole. 174.
Just almost got back to the number 1 spot there. That was a great run. Nice and smooth right down through there. The last few pairs put on a really good show there in the Mountain Motor Pro Stock.
So a couple of nice laps here right at the very end. 410, 412, 413. And once again, Mountain Motor Pro Stock just deathly close to each other.
We saw it at Columbus. It's going to come down to the driver. Going to have to be on time on the starting line because all these cars are within a few hundredths of a second. You know, we saw a 410 to a 418. There's a whole bunch of cars in that range.
Yeah, and amazing how those drivers step up on race day 2 in the reaction time department. And we are ready to switch classes here one more time. I believe Top Fuel Harley is ready to go. And let's go back to the top.
We're back. Jerry Tucker just ran a 410. You put your car on the pole. How good does that feel?
Hey, it always feels good when you start out from the number 1 spot. He made the right track call and the right adjustments, and the track is awesome, and the track starting line crew is awesome. Just a good deal.
What expectations do you have for your team tomorrow?
You know, last week coming off a win, it's hard to win them all, but you sure want to win the next one for sure.
Hey, he's looking to go back-to-back this weekend. He needs another Ironman in the trophy case, I think.
He's going to have a chance for sure. He could go back-to-back as he was our winner there at Columbus. Definitely has a hot rod.
He's off to a good start for sure. Number 1 spot.
And we go back into Top Fuel Harley. Buddy Johnson and JT. JT in the far lane, Buddy Johnson here in the near lane. Both guys looking to find the stripe under power here in the second session. JT struggling right off the bat. And problems there for Buddy as well. Looked like JT's bike made a, we'll see it on the replay here. Confirm, but it looked like it made, it's going to the right there just a bit. Jordan Peterson able to make it up there.
I've got Hawkins Smith, Chris Smith, who's a competitor in the Top Fuel class. This is his son. Hawkins tapped me on the shoulder and he said, I want to be on TV. So, is Daddy going to win tonight?
Yes.
Yes. What makes it fun to watch your dad on race weekend?
Just to see him win.
Just to see him win? So let's see him win. He's going to get out there and throw down a pass here.
He was pretty excited, man. So that's an enthusiastic yes.
Dad, don't disappoint.
It was with feeling. Number 2 qualifier at the first session. Jordan Peterson. Peterson in the near lane. The far lane will be Chris Smith. Number 2 and number 3 qualifier. Chris Smith in the 3 hole. But a 5:54 on the board, 194, 5:49 with at 2:01 for Peterson in the first session. Just manhandling that thing over there is Jordan Peterson. And Peterson goes 5:45 with a 6. So nice pickup right there of 0.04 of a second. 191.
I like his style. You know, a good friend of mine messaged me earlier and said that is his style. That is his routine. Kick that leg out, use it for balance. And
the right rudder?
Yeah, it's a rudder, and it works. It's working real well today. Top Fuel Harley's put on such a good show for the fans. I mean, you know, the time burnouts together, everything. It's all about a show. Oh, we got a little liquid on the right hand.
Yeah, not good. Jay Turner wiping it up. He pulled the plug. I don't think he's pulled the plug yet.
Might have been fuel. Might have been fuel.
Yeah, when these things are at speed and they go down there side by side, front ends up, flames out of the back. I mean, there's nothing any more exciting. We'll see if they can put one together here. Bob Malloy with both ends of the ET record, ET and mile per hour record set at Columbus. Flames out of both sides. Turner struggling here in the far lane, in the near lane. It's going to be Ryan Perry who goes 5:51 with a 5. Not enough to take over the #1 spot from Jay Turner. Good bit better than his 5:54, though.
Yeah, that's impressive. Slam that front end down and keep on trucking.
I believe good for the #3 slot. But yeah, front end way up in the air, flames out of the back. That's awesome.
Yeah, top 3, pretty tight. See several of the Fuel crew chiefs out here checking out the racetrack, and up next should be Fuel Funny Car.
Jordan Peterson, 5:45 with a 6. I think you're up there in that #2 spot. How would that feel if that's true?
Well, we were hoping for a little bit better than what we actually got out of that. I got about 3/4 away track, and I rolled my wrist a little bit more. I don't know if my glove slipped on the grip or if I wasn't quite wide open for the whole pass. So.
Now tell the fans at home what it feels like to be on one of these things.
I don't know if there is a way to describe it. I mean, the way I describe it to friends back home, have a handlebar, mount it against the wall, have your biggest buddy try to grab your legs and yank you off the handlebar. So,
y'all heard it right here. If you're interested in that Top Fuel Harley, Jordan might let you borrow his.
Nope, I'm out.
I mean, that's going to have to be a really big buddy to really give you that sensation. You might need 2 big buddies, one on each leg, because those things leave, man.
Yeah,
they launch.
No cameras either. No cameras involved in that.
Fuel cars are coming up here next. You don't want to miss that. We've got Funny Car and, of course, Top Fuel. We're going to take a quick break here, prep the track, and we'll be ready to go. We welcome you back to the IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series. We're at Darana Dragway here in Milan, Michigan. It is day 1 for the pros, day 3 for the pro-ams. Qualifying session #2 just about complete. We still have the fuel cars to go here. Of course, Funny Car and Top Fuel. And let's go to Kristen Beat, the staging lane.
With Brandon, you know, last week or when we were in Columbus, I was using one of the air blowers to help keep the cars cool. That was my first job. I've now graduated. I want this job now. I want to do some track prep. I want to drive in the green tractor. There is an extra seat down here, and guys in the booth, there is a song about a green tractor. This is one of them out here, the John Deere. They've got the tires behind the tractor that will help with some of the track prep. Tommy, what is this doing out there? Explain it to me. Break it down as a driver. I've never seen anything like this before.
Well, back in the old days, we used to drag tires on the racetrack, trying to put rubber on the track surface. And they came up with this several years ago. Larry Crisp out in Denver built one of these, and this actually rotates the tires in the opposite direction. And when they lower it, it's pushing the rubber into the racetrack and applying the rubber at a much faster rate and a much more even rate than just dragging the tires. So it definitely revolutionized the track prep, and it's just so versatile. I mean, you don't even have to spray sometimes. Just go out and run the dragger, and it kind of wakes that rubber up and brings that track to life. But just one of the technology inventions that wasn't on a race car, but actually helps the race cars perform.
Familiar with that song? Take Me for a Ride on Your Big Green Tractor.
I think they sprayed the one lane and they get ready to spray the second lane, and then they'll run the tractors and roll them fuel cars up here. Want to put good track prep out there. The fuel cars need a little different track prep than some of the pro mods and pro stock cars, so take just a few minutes to get the track ready so we can see some good numbers out of the fuel cars.
I'm sure there's a lot of Jason Aldean fans out there. She's from North Carolina. That's why she knew that.
I'm from Iowa. I knew John Deere.
Yeah, there you go. It's like Ford versus Chevrolet, International John Deere, man. That's been a vicious battle for many, many years. Red and green. Mitch King, number one qualifier in Top Fuel at the end of the first session with a 4:03. And Dale Creasy with a 4:33. And funny car. Doug Foley Jr. down there on the scooter.
Dan Hicks here with me now. Dan, you told me your first qualifying session was just a test run. How are you looking to improve?
We fixed a few issues. We hope we got our gremlins figured out, and we're just looking to progress as a team, getting the car turned around on time, and we're just looking to go further down the racetrack, you know, maybe 600 or 700 feet this time, and this stuff just costs too much money to just go for it on the first run. You got to check the parts in between rounds. We just did a full service. My guys did a great job. We'll hope for just a good, clean, you know, 600-700 foot run right here, and come back and swing for it tomorrow.
I think it's easy to misinterpret the sport and assume that it's just pedal to the metal, but it's not. There's a lot of strategy involved. Describe to me the mental strategy in place for a race like this.
Well, when you're both the driver and the owner and the crew and your family's all involved in getting it turned around, there's a lot of variables. You can go out and use up all your stuff in one run, and then you're done. You got to go home, fix it, and you know, work hard to make money, and then all the work that goes into it. So we try to take good care of our stuff. We take pride in our stuff. We think we got one of the nicer cars, and you know, it's just going to take a few more runs to get it, you know, hard to the finish line where we can start knocking some people down.
Now, I noticed on the inside of your visor in motocross, athletes would do this a lot, but you actually put the yellow tint on it. Is that to brighten up the track?
I like it even in the daytime. It's kind of like a little bit of a sun visor in the daytime, and then at nighttime it just kind of crisps all the colors. It's a little bit brighter. I've always ran an amber lens, so just a preference thing.
Dan, best of luck out there. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sun setting here. Beautiful evening now. Let things come back around to us. Dodged some pretty big bullets here today when it comes to weather, so really happy things went our way. We earned a little bit of that a couple of weeks ago, I think. So we'll take another quick break here. As you can see, they are out there with the rotators, getting the track cleaned up and ready to go here for the fuel cars. Stay with us. We'll be right back. I promise. Track prep, final prep, just about done here. Working on the left lane or near lane to the fans watching at home. Here on Speed Sport 1, we are glad you're here with us on Speed Sport 1. Appreciate the support. The Pro-Ams will start off first thing in the morning again. Be able to watch it all on Speed Sport 2, our streaming channel. Of course, Speed Sport 1 is referred to as a fast channel in the industry. We'll be able to pick that up a little bit later on in the day. We'll check on those times. Did you just show me that? 5 o'clock?
Yep, 5 o'clock. It says on their schedule on their website, 5 o'clock tomorrow. Checking the weather. I mean, it's not cooling off a whole bunch out there. 77 degrees, 77.8. 114 water grains now. It's coming down a little bit. Humidity 78%. Density altitude 27 to 62.
Just a heavy summer night, man.
Yeah. The breeze went away. Flags are still.
Beautiful sky.
Yes, it is, and it's dry.
We have one of our camera ops pan around and shoot off there. I'm not sure which direction. It's got to be to the west, and
that's where the sun goes down.
Yeah, the sun goes down to the west. Last time we checked, right?
That's right.
Just reflecting back off the clouds, and it is beautiful for sure. You put a chair up there on the top of the tractors with somebody with a T-shirt cannon. Have them rifle some T-shirts off to the fans. While
Kristen wanted to ride on it, so
yeah,
there she goes. Get your T-shirt running.
Now give her a cannon.
Yeah, let her go.
Yeah, welcome back. I've got Scott Palmer here with me now. Scott, you took the win in Ohio. You're hoping to back it up here today. What have you learned about the track thus far?
I learned that I did not have a real good handle on it the first run. The track is so good this weekend here that we have to add some more power, and I hope we added enough right now because it was just a little bit slow and threw the belt off about 400 feet out there. So we got to keep the belt on it, which if it's running right, it'll keep the belt on it. But we need to make more power.
How do you determine those power additions?
You know, there's so many ways to do it. Compression, blower overdrive, nitro percentage. There's a million ways to do it. You know,
Which way did you do it?
A little bit of everything. A little bit of everything on here. I may go over center, but I'm actually trying to run pretty good right here. It may or may not do it. It may spin the tires. I don't think it'll spin the tires. The track is so good, but it may not be the right decision. But I have these two runs, and every car out here is capable of winning this race. So I'm making runs today, working on tomorrow.
thinking about tomorrow, but then also knowing that there will be a second race at this track later this season with the new schedule change announcement, how much more emphasis do you now put on your setup for this track?
Oh, it means a lot. Like the race that we just left, the information there is going to make everybody faster when we go back. And it's the same thing here. I can't wait to come back here. These are two of the best tracks I've been on in a long time.
Scott, thanks so much and best of luck.
Thank you.
So Scott Palmer looking forward to tomorrow already, and it's going to test the waters here tonight.
Funny cars coming around the corner. Roll them up there and plug them in, and we'll get this show on the road here. There's that beautiful sunset.
Yeah, really nice shot. That's from the drone. I hope that's from the drone. Otherwise, one of our camera ops is in the helicopter, which could be a possibility here, too. See some beautiful flames here tonight, courtesy of our fuel cars. Incredible what's going on when you think about it, what's going on inside of those cylinder walls.
Dan Hicks will be our first car out. All right, Ken. What's the chance you think we see a 3-second funny car run?
I think that could happen.
Yeah, I think
there's,
there's a chance. There's a chance. Yeah.
Doug put one together.
Yeah.
Creasy put one together. I mean, yeah.
I think the track's in pretty good shape. I think it'll take it. So if everybody gets the tune-up right, we might just see one.
Take a look at some of the class info here for Fuel Funny Car. 2,600-pound beast, producing somewhere in the neighborhood of 8,000 to 10,000 horsepower. Number one qualifier, as I mentioned before there, Dale Creasy Jr. at the end of the first session with a 4:33. Del Worsham right behind him with 4:45. And then it falls off a bit with 5:76 to Jody Austin. Dan Hicks already doing the burnout there with the House of Speed car.
We heard from Dan in the staging lanes there, and he's not going out here trying to go low ET, trying to set number one qualifier. He's going out here to get more data, get this car down the racetrack, learn a little bit, make an improvement each lap, and be ready to go tomorrow during race day.
Yeah, why rush it, right? I mean, you're going to be in the field. Come out here, keep picking away at it, be competitive in round one tomorrow, hopefully not hurt any parts on the way.
Yeah, a lot of new parts and pieces on this car, and then they're just getting it ironed out. So, good-looking car. I really like the looks of that thing.
Yeah, really nice-looking ride.
I saw Dom Lagana sitting back there on the golf cart, helping him out. Oh.
Shut it off.
Yeah. Saw him run around the side of the car there, and somebody was pointing at something. So
that's a shame. And the fans at home always watch those guys in the front lift those bodies up. They make them look light. They are not.
Yeah, when you shut the fuel off to shut these cars off, they rev up too. That thing made a little lunge. So he did a really good job of not dropping that body, making that whole situation a lot worse. So now Dan's got the shut-off runs, or do I go ahead?
Come out here, put your setup in it, go from point A to point B. If they can get around you, then it is what it is.
Yeah, if you can't see him, stay in the throttle.
They're monsters, but they're finicky.
Extremely finicky. Yes, these things are so many things that can go wrong and so hard to make everything go right. Looks like Todd Barker up next. We saw him the first run. I don't know if it was a planned shut off or not, but after going in the sand trap there in Columbus, and, you know, an all new chassis and just getting things ironed out, we'll see if he goes a little further this time. Not sure. It took the skid rub block off the front of the nose of that car. I'm not sure exactly why it came off, but it was laying out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, so you bring up a good point there, and obviously, you know, you watch from the top end shot when these cars are at speed doing what they're supposed to do, and it does look like they seal off the nose.
Yeah, that's the whole idea, keep the air out from underneath the race car and get it to go over the body and get the, you know, so they have a little bit of a, it's a wood rub block that goes on the front of the body, and oh, somebody's chutes fell out here. Packing, looks like Todd's chute come out. They're trying to repack it real quick. But yeah, you don't want that.
Like the bottom of IndyCar? Yeah,
pretty much. And you don't want the carbon fiber rubbing on the racetrack. So you put that little rub block on there, and then you can replace that a lot easier than you can replace the carbon. That's why you always keep that little parachute string right there at the back of the race car.
And looks like they're ready to go. Good to hear Scott Palmer's words about the racetrack being tight, and as he said, should be a little bit better here yet.
Sounds like he's going to test it. Bit of trouble with the front latch.
I see that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they were a little late last time getting up there too. I wonder if they haven't been having issues with that all day. You know, it's a different chassis with the body they had on the other car, so could be just a little bit different alignment up front, not wanting the latch right. You can see it right there. The left side is much higher than the right side, so I have to get that fixed before he makes this run. Get it latched solid.
Looks like that rub block is still off of there.
Yeah.
Looks like it's idling a bit high too, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's got a little fluid coming out of it. It looks like it might be as well. Yep, you're going to shut him off. Yeah, I can see the fluid on the racetrack shining in the track lights. So it's tough at times as they were having latching that body. I'm not sure this isn't a bad idea.
2 for 2.
Yeah, we're off to a great start here in funny car so far, are we? Thinking it might have been fuel because it looks like most of it's gone already. So. Yep, drying up awfully fast up on the starting line. So unfortunate for him, but not a lot of track prep to get that back in shape. Mop it up, let it dry, and we'll fire up another pair.
Should be 4 to go with Jody Austin, Jack Wyatt. Creasy and Worsham.
I was all excited to see these guys come up here tonight in this session, and here we are, 0 for 2 so far.
So we'll fire up our next pair here as they prep that starting line. We'll take a quick break. We come back, we'll make some noise. Stay with us. Funny Cars in the house. And we welcome you back to the IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series. Jack White in the near lane, Jody Austin in the far lane. White not able to find the finish line under power there in the first session. Jody with a 576.
Yeah, we saw Jack's car just blow the tires off at the step of the throttles. It jumped core up off the ground.
I know clearly you said things like that happen. Some sort of mechanical in there.
Yeah, you sure hope so. I mean, it was so aggressive. That just didn't look like I missed it a little bit on the tune-up. I mean, it was way aggressive.
Moving all over the place. 475, 70 miles per hour. So better than the previous effort.
Got it off the starting line that time. It was on a decent run. It was going down through there. And
0.885.
Yeah, it was pretty decent early. So Just looked like it might have got out there and came loose and made a hard move to the center line. A lot of sparks coming out from underneath Jody Austin's car there. But, yeah, Jack's car moving way over out of the groove. Just got out of the groove a little bit there and then started spinning the tires once he got so far over there to the right. Had to shut the thing off. There was something seriously wrong underneath Jody's car. Lots of sparks coming out from underneath there.
See that from time to time.
Yeah, a little further back. Normally, that was up towards the front more. Usually, a lot of times you'll see it. It's in the clutch. You know, shoot some sparks out of there sometimes at night. But those appeared to be up towards the front, around the engine somewhere. So I'm not sure that was the clutch sparks. Awful far forward for to be a clutch.
And that will bring up our number 1 and number 2 qualifiers from the first session.
Well, this pair here is going to have to bail me out if I thought we was going to have some.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to see that 3, but
yeah,
this is the pair that would probably do it.
Yeah. I got faith in them. I think the track's there. As Jack's car just got pretty far over to the right. You can see it drifting to the right and just not able to keep it in the center of the groove where the really good rubber is to keep the thing hooked up and come loose. But if you can keep it in the center of the track, I don't think there's anything wrong here. Looks like the track's clear.
People on the fence as close as they can get to these things.
I've been in them. I'm not sure I would want to get that close to these things.
Sometimes things don't go right. Probably better off in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fans love that. Both of them hit the throttle about at the same time.
That's why they're standing up there close. Get that feel.
Exactly right, man.
You not only hear these cars, you smell them, you feel them.
Absolutely. All the senses. Literally thunders your chest. Wow, struggling here to get Dell's body up.
There we go. Got the latch undone. Got the body up. Reach in there, take the throttle stop off. Check a few things. Adjust the idle. Pull the dash off. Put the body back down. And we're ready to go.
Gently set those things down. I'm sure they're watching the opening for that blower hat to make sure you don't hit the throttle linkage.
Yeah, the throttle linkage runs right there. They put that body down. If you're not careful and happen to hit that,
it's a bad day.
You are going to be the first one to know you just hit it.
Dell's headed to the finish line right there. 422, 235 mile per hour.
Nice little run for Dell. You could tell he softened it up, just trying to get it down the racetrack, get the thing to the finish line. Shut it off a little early, only 235 at the finish line, so definitely shut it off early. 893, 60 foot, 231, so it was just a nice soft down the track pass, but Dale's car blew the tires off right at the step of the throttle. That looked just like Jack Wyatt's car the first session, but Dale works a nice lap down through there in a 422.
Very true. Goes to the number 1 slot.
475 with a 9. You didn't make it to the finish that first run, but after that second run, do you feel like you got enough information to tune up your car for tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely. This racetrack is awesome. The traction is so good. That's what really surprised me. I don't know why it smoked the tires the first run, but we just put the same tune-up back in it and went down through there. That time, other than when the clutch locked up, it carried the front end, and I was over next to the wall and over next to the center line. It was a mess. But, hey, we got down through there, and we'll use that information for tomorrow, and we'll go see if we can go some rounds.
Hey, and you're up on the board now, so we'll see you tomorrow. Jack, Wyatt, y'all be on the lookout.
How about that? Didn't know what caused it. Just, well, I don't know what went wrong. Put the same tune-up back in. We'll go chase it.
That tells me that there was something wrong on the something mechanically didn't work correctly, because if they couldn't find anything and just drug it back up there and did it again, well, I'm going to guess that there was something wrong with the clutch cannon holding the throttle bearing in, and probably was leaking off or something. So.
Gotcha. Minimum weight here, just about 2,400 pounds. 90% on the nitro, and methanol, of course, to fill out the rest of that. The gear ratio locked in at 320, so they're not allowed to play with the rear gear at all. Let's go to Kristen.
Looking towards the top fuel class, Kyle Sattenstein, I just checked in with his team, and as you guys know, he missed his first run. The car was expelling fluid. We weren't sure what it was. It was fuel. They were able to fix the issue they were having, and they're looking to get back out there and get that rebound for him in his first IHRA start.
Yeah, we wish them the best of luck. Shame. Fitting there loose, apparently. Maybe a line when it was put together. They still struggle with those steel braided lines, or they found a better way to do it?
No, they pressure test them and all that now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Take a look at the top 4 qualifiers here after the first session. Mitch Key coming out there and throwing one down.
Yeah. Putting it to the field, 403. Everybody else having a little bit of trouble, but Mitch looking good.
Dell Worsham, we got to give a shout out to TJ. He was actually trying to run a 390 for you. Couldn't get it quite done, but tomorrow can we expect a 390 out of Dell Worsham?
Yeah, I'm going to definitely keep on trying. I thought we had it, man. It was home free. It was going down there, and it felt good, and it was lined up, and then all of a sudden it spun the tires, dropped a couple holes, and I drove it for a second, but it sounded pretty sick, and then let off it. And Tommy's right. We need to run 390s out there, and it's very, very close to doing it. So maybe tomorrow, Tommy. We're trying.
He's holding you on high expectations. Now, what kind of changes and tune-ups are you going to do on the car to get that 390?
It just keeps coming loose like at the last 8th mile of the track. So we just need to just keep knocking the power down and getting the clutch dialed into it. It's smooth early and it's fast early. Job this place. This place really looks nice, but it needs a different tune-up than I'm giving it right now.
Well, congratulations, Dale Worsham, on a nice little run there for qualifying number 2.
Number 2 is number 1.
Just trying to help you out, buddy.
Yeah, I know he's got it in him. He'll be all right. Now, Kyle, first run of competition, comes out, has a fuel leak. All right, come back. Now your first run of competition's at night. Yeah, these top fuel cars are cool. Let's see how good they are at night, because it can be a little tougher to see where you're going.
Yeah, just wish I could see where I was going. Yeah, the vibrations, the harmonics inside of the car, I mean, I can only imagine that the vision goes to, somewhere around 50%.
Yeah, and I'm
certainly
sure
not clean and crisp.
Yeah, and I'm sure obviously he's only having about 6 runs in this car, so probably only 2 or 3 to the finish line. So, yeah, this will be a true test for him right here.
Maybe it's an 8th mile click.
I wouldn't be surprised to see this be a little bit of an early shutoff run. Or these accelerate pretty fast. You might shut off, think you did early, and you're there. No, he did the right thing there. That was not looking good. Things started mixing itself up pretty good there. The left is pretty soft leaving. .970, 60 feet is off the mark a little bit.
Get something out of it.
Yeah, at least you got to hit the throttle that time. Now I got it down through there, and take a deep breath and try it again tomorrow.
A little bit of data, better than no data. If nothing else, sometimes you learn what not to do.
Yeah, it just didn't have the snap when he hit the throttle.
Still in gear?
Yeah, looks like it might be locked up.
We're going to help Kyle get off the track here. We'll take a quick break here. When we come back, Chuck Lofton will fire his up. We'll find out how he does. And Kyle Sattenstein getting some help off of the track. Hey, Tommy, he just had to take it out of park, put it neutral.
Yeah, these things go out there and it probably welded the clutch up a little bit on that run and coasted down there. And it was locked up, but they have a neutral. It's kind of a neutral override on these things, and sometimes it can be a little hard to get to that neutral override switch. It looked like for them and get it into neutral, but they got it going and got it free.
We welcome you back to the IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series here at Darana Dragway in Milan, Michigan. Second session here for Top Fuel. Lex June is next up to go. Put a 450 on the board and the first session. Oh, Chuck Lofton's coming up next. So you're showing a picture there of Lex. He will follow Chuck, apparently. Chuck Lofton ended up in the number 2 hole with a 445 in the first session.
Yeah, both Mitch King's cars, 1 and 2.
Yeah, how about that? Career best for him, too.
Looks like he's having a little trouble getting it put in reverse.
Wow, we have really struggled here with this fuel session.
I think he had a little trouble the first run as well. They were able to get it in reverse the first run, but not this time. He decided that that's enough. He's just going to shut it off without anybody telling him. He said it's not going, so we're done.
And that leaves 3.
Kyle Sattenstein, you just got your Top Fuel license. First race, first qualifying in the books. What are you going to take away from your qualifying sessions today?
Not much. Wasn't a very good day for us. Came here, had problems starting the car, worked through that. It was a nightmare. We finally got up there for Q1, and basically I'm pulling into the beams. I'm ready to go, and then my guy tells me to turn it off. There was some small leak on the blower, which sucks. You're all ready to go, and then someone pulls the plug on you. So we came back up here, felt good, ready to make another pass. I don't know how far I made it, 200 feet or so. I think they shut me off remotely. There was probably something wrong with the engine. But the car is capable of going fast, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, we're still in it.
They're still in it. Kyle Sattenstein, hey, you at least gathered some data for tomorrow.
We did. I mean, not much, but we'll take what we can get.
Hey, got to take what you can get. We'll see him out here tomorrow.
Look back in there at the PBR-sponsored machine of Scott Palmer.
Now we're going to see Lex June. Rolling Lex up here.
Save 22 vet, never quit. And his wife Gerda working hard with this team.
Speaking of, I just spoke with Gerda, Lex June's wife and crew chief and team manager. She wears a lot of hats on race weekend. I asked her how Lex June is feeling after that first qualifying session, and she said, we can do better. She said she's looking forward to this second qualifying session, hopefully putting Lex June in the #1 spot. But guys, what a dynamic family, right? You have a wife who's your crew chief and your team manager, Lex obviously the driver, and you're surrounded by a team that supports and encourages you. Also, we mentioned this earlier in the show, but 2 new crew members this weekend, crew members who formerly worked for John Force. They were sitting at home, they were fully retired. They brought him out of retirement just to help him this weekend.
I don't know if that's good or not, because I've had my crew chief yell at me once in a while. They've definitely fought hard to try to make it happen in Top Fuel over here. You know, champion over in the FIA series over in Europe, and come over here to chase his dream, and nothing's going to get in his way. They're bound and determined to get it done, and you'd like to see him have a great weekend and go out here and make some nice runs and have a good race day.
Lex June with a IHRA personal best a little bit earlier today with that 450. Career best previously, 461 with the IHRA, picking away at it. And of course, Scott Palmer is talking about throwing everything at this one. He feels like the track is really good, set up to handle it. He wants to see what this thing will take and get ready for race day.
Got to get going, Scott. Got to get going. I can see Scott waving his arm, telling the crew guys, get out of the way, I got to go.
Candles lit on both of them. Just about to the finish line. Lexus go out first with a 475, 388 with an 8 at 293 miles per hour for Scott Palmer. Sends him to the top of the pack.
I'd like to see what's going to happen at the top end, because I know one driver is not going to be very happy right there. He got hung out. Lex got hung out quite a while right there, and I'm not too sure that's not why he shut it off. The Palmer team taking an extraordinary amount of time, and Lex firing first, doing a burnout first, and sat over there pretty patiently, but the car was running good. Just that was a long time. I think that there should be an apology down there on the other end. That was too long.
Yeah, and you said you saw Scott inside of the car waving back.
Scott knew it was too long. He needs to talk to his team. Yeah, he needs to talk to his team about, like, hey, guys, what are you doing? He was waving his arms like, we got to go.
And some of the consequences when you're sitting up there and it does take that long, the fuel burn on the nose, clutch getting hot.
Yeah, I mean, there's the time. You can't sit there that long. That's too long. They're burning a lot of fuel. That's weight on the nose of the car. Plus, I mean, you can get it too low, it'll burn it up down to the other end, run out of fuel. So, yeah, that's I mean, a nice run by Scott, 388. But yeah, that was a little tough to watch.
We got both of the cars around there at the top end. Of course, our Kristen Banks will be up there chasing down, I'm sure, Scott Palmer. She might ask him about that.
I don't know. Lex might be there and asking him about it, too.
Well, that's a good point.
Milan, Michigan.
Scott Palmer, top of the field. Tell me about that run right there.
Listen, we were going for it. We got Lex over here. He's a badass. All these guys are. I mean, anybody out here can crack one off like that. Man, I told him we're trying to run a 387, run a 88. So, hey, I'll take it.
Hey, you have tomorrow. We're going to get there to that 387. I'm calling it now. Ken Stout wanted me to ask you a question, but I didn't hear him. So, Ken, you might have to find him in the pits later tonight. He might have something waiting on you.
Ken, it might be an after-hours question.
All right. Well, off-the-air question. We might refer to it tomorrow if it's appropriate enough.
That'll
Scott
work.
Palmer, top of the field for Top Fuel. We need to shut it down here, right?
Yeah,
it's over. It's over for tonight.
Hey, parties in our pits.
Good times, my reputation preceding myself, apparently. Of course, we wanted to hear what he had to say about, getting to the starting line if they did have any issues here.
Yeah, there were some issues there, but yeah, they'll get on that because you're the competitors. They'll remind you what issues you had there.
So overall, I mean, first session of qualifying went pretty smooth. Second session, man, we struggled a little bit more. A bunch of one-offs, one at a time, and obviously the fuel car is struggling here, and things just not going right.
Yeah, we had several categories, the Pro Mods and the Pro Nitrous, the Mountain Motor Pro Stock, all improving, all looking really good. And then we get to the fuel cars, and everybody struggled tonight. So hopefully they learned a lot tonight, and we'll come back out tomorrow and have some great runs.
As always, the door cars come through here. The Mountain Motor Pro Stock cars, so exciting. The Pro Mod cars coming out here, record after record after record. And, of course, we're going to line them up. They'll all go down, but only half will come back tomorrow. That'll be exciting.
Yeah, they're making it look easy right now. So we'll see when the pressure ramps up a little bit tomorrow during race day. You got to cut a light and run good to beat your competitor to the finish line.
So we look forward to tomorrow. Hopefully Mother Nature will work with us again. Immediately following here on Speed Sport 1, stay tuned in. You'll be able to watch the fuel shows from Columbus, both Top Fuel and Fuel Funny Car. Great racing action. And then you'll also be able to watch the alcohol shows. Top Alcohol Funny Car and Top Alcohol Dragster at Columbus were unbelievably good.
Great show. They put on a great show right from the first qualifying run all the way to the final.
Yeah, for sure. So stay tuned here on Speed Sport 1. Make sure you catch all the action from Columbus. Of course, tomorrow we will be on Speed Sport 2 as we kick things off here in the morning. Tommy and I will come on a little bit later on in the day with a pro session. We anticipate about 1:30 in the afternoon, but just follow along on Speed Sport 2, and you'll be right there for opening ceremonies when the pros come around for eliminations, of course, and then eventually a little bit later in the day at 5 o'clock, we'll switch back over here to Speed Sport 1. Hope you enjoyed all the great racing action. We certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. For the entire staff and my buddy Tommy Johnson Jr., I'm Ken Stout. We'll see you tomorrow with the IHRA. And that, of course, was qualifying from one night ago. Coming to you live now, Ken Stout, Tommy Johnson Jr., of course. Unfortunately, still under a weather delay here. We wanted to let you know that we will be going off of Speed Sport 2 here and YouTube. However, we will come back on at 5 o'clock on Speed Sport 1. If we are still under a weather delay there, hopefully we come back and we get to go racing, right? But if we're still under a weather delay at that time, we will bring you the pro session of qualifying from one night ago, and we'll follow that up with round number 1 from Hebron, Ohio, our season opening event. So just the way it goes here once in a while.
Yeah, we were off to a great start. Things were clicking along, and then the Mother Nature decided to get involved. So maybe it washed the track off. Maybe it's going to be a little cooler. Maybe we'll see some great racing tonight. So we can keep our fingers crossed, and let's hope.
Yeah, we'll see how things go here. So stick with us. Going to take a little break, but make sure at 5 o'clock you turn back on at Speed Sport 1, and we'll get you up to date and let you know if we're going to go racing. Till then, we'll see you in just a bit. Copy.